Namaskaram, the South Indian is here. Never before have we seen so many chief ministers from South India actually coming together in Delhi. They usually come for some functions or meetings, but this is the first time they are all standing in solidarity and cocking a snook at the centre. Yes, there have been several times when cooperative federalism has been threatened, when South Indian states have felt marginalized, but all of that used to be just a blip and then perhaps disappear. But this time around, it seems like it is serious business. That's what we are talking today. South Indian CMs won the centre, and surprise, surprise, Jagan Mohan Reddy, who is usually cozying up to Mr. Modi and to the central leadership of the BJP, has also spoken about tax devolution. What is happening? I know it's election season, so everyone changes their colours. Let me tell you the story. After Siddaramaiah, who raised the banner of revolt with leaders holding placards of "My Tax, My Right" on 7th February, accusing the centre of slashing taxes accruing to Karnataka, Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan, also joined the protest today, calling the coming together of southern states the beginning of a reunited fight. Pinarayi also trained his guns firmly on the centre and said how it had withheld what was due to Kerala, disrupting several developmental activities in the state and trampling on the rights of states. Let us now bring you all the latest on what unfolded at Jantar Mantar today.
This place is witnessing protest for the second consecutive day. These protests are by opposition parties against centre, calling out centre for the discrimination that is being meted out against the party, against the non-BJP, non-NDA ruled states by the centre in terms of distribution of taxes. Yesterday, the protest was by Karnataka government, and we saw entire Karnataka government led by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar flying down to Delhi and talking about how the central government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi is discriminating against the states by not giving them their due money despite being progressive states and despite contributing more than the northern states to the taxes. Today, we see Kerala government organizing a similar protest with a similar set of demands, with a similar set of complaints. As we speak, three chief ministers, one Pinarayi Vijayan from Kerala, Bhagwant Mann of Punjab and Arvind Kejriwal of Delhi have gathered at this venue to raise their demand and to highlight the issue of what they call discrimination against the states by centre. This protest today is being called Fight to Protect Federalism. You can see a huge crowd has assembled here. Among the crowd include the party workers of the left parties, Aam Aadmi Party and DMK Party. We can see, apart from the Chief Ministers, former Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah of Jammu and Kashmir and Finance Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Thiagarajan, is also here. We just heard Arvind Kejriwal talking about how BJP doesn't want states which are not ruled by BJP to progress. We saw how Mr. Thiagarajan talked about if you ignore states in the south, you cannot ensure the pan-India growth. We'll talk to some of the people who have assembled here and get their comments. क्या हो रहा है, क्या complaint?
देखिए, गल तो ये हो रहा है कि हमारे हिंदुस्तान में जो इस टाइम हुकूमत काम कर रही है, हालांकि उसके पास 30% का फेवर है हिंदुस्तान में, लेकिन वो 30% के अंदर समझ लीजिए मेरा 100% फेवर है। ऐसा नहीं है। अगर ऐसा होता तो आज 28 हुकूमत की हुकूमत होती। अगर ऐसा होता तो पूरे हिंदुस्तान के अंदर हिंदी राष्ट्र होता, हिंदी बोली जाती, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है। हिंदी की वैल्यू हिंदुस्तान के अंदर कितनी है ये सबको पता है, क्योंकि और ये हमारा जो माहौल बनाया जा रहा है, लोगों का पैसा रोका जा रहा है, ये सच्चाई है, इससे मुंह नहीं फेरा जा सकता। ये नहीं चाहते कि राज्यों में तरक्की और राज्यों के अंदर विकास हो और राज्यों के अंदर शाइनिंग आए। जिस शाइनिंग इंडिया का ये बात करते हैं कि शाइनिंग इंडिया, वो कैसे आएगी? वो आएगी पैसा देने से, और पैसे की कमी तो है नहीं। जब हम राम मंदिर के उद्घाटन में हज़ारों करोड़ रुपया खाली उसकी पब्लिसिटी में खर्च कर सकते हैं, जो जिसकी परसेंटेज हिंदुस्तान में 30% है, जितने मानने वालों की 30% है, उनके ऊपर हम हज़ारों करोड़ रुपए खर्च कर सकते हैं। तो हम राज्यों को हक क्यों नहीं देते? राज्य तो कमाई करके देता है, राज्य से कमाई आती है, उनका हक उनको दे ताकि राज्य तुम्हें साफ सुथरी हो। अब आप दिल्ली को ले लें मिसाल के तौर पर, हमारा दिल्ली का जो एरिया है मेरे ख्याल से शायद 1.5 लाख किलोमीटर स्क्वायर फुट के अंदर है दिल्ली का एरिया, और दिल्ली को तो राजधानी है, दिल्ली को तो वाकई शाइनिंग इंडिया होना चाहिए। तो हम दिल्ली के 30,000 किलोमीटर को शाइनिंग में चमका कर, वो भी कांग्रेस के रास्ते हुआ शाइनिंग मनी, जो आज को केजरीवाल जी अंजाम तक पहुँचा रहे हैं, तो वो जो शाइनिंग होनी चाहिए 1,48,000 किलोमीटर के अंदर, वो सिर्फ 30,000 किलोमीटर के अंदर दिल्ली के अंदर शाइनिंग है। अगर आप दिल्ली के 1,18,000 किलोमीटर स्क्वायर फुट एरिया में जाते हैं तो आपको गंदगी के अलावा कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। आपको नालियाँ भरी हुई मिलेंगी, कूड़े के ढेर मिलेंगे। हमारे जो बाहर के वीआईपी आते हैं उनको हम लोग चंद इलाके दिखा देते हैं चमका के। अगर ये पैसा राज्य को दें तो राज्य इस पैसे को विकास में लगा, राज्य गंदगी को दूर करे। राज्य के पास एक जो है पॉलिटिकल के पास एक जो है बात आ जाती है कि हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है, उनके पास जाओ तो वो ये कह देते हैं कि जी ऐसा है कि हम क्या करें, हमारे हाथ काट दिए हैं, तो हमारे को एलजी साहब ने हाथ बांध दिए हैं। तो ये बात गलत है। जब एक आदमी को हमने प्रधान बनाया है, एक आदमी को हमने हेड बनाया है, पब्लिक को 70 में से 68 लोगों ने उसको प्रधान बनाया है, तो उसको पावर होनी चाहिए।
आज जो केंद्र सरकार के द्वारा जहाँ पर विपक्षी पार्टियों की सरकारें हैं उनको जो परेशान किया जाता है, उनकी जो फंडिंग रोकी जाती है, और इस वजह से आज यहाँ पे धरने पे हैं। लगातार जो है उनको परेशान किया जा रहा है, एलजी के माध्यम से, राज्यपाल के माध्यम से, और जो फंडिंग है वो रोक दी जाती है। अब आप देखिए, विशेष रूप से अगर हम केरल की बात करें तो न्यूज़ में रोज आता है कि वहाँ के आरिफ मोहम्मद खान साहब जो है वो सुपर सीएम वहाँ की कोशिश करते हैं बनने की। तो वो जो अभी इस तरह से जब एक मतलब ये संवैधानिक बात है कि राज्यपाल को मुख्यमंत्री की या कैबिनेट की सलाह से काम करना चाहिए, और अगर वो सुपर सीएम का व्यवहार करेंगे तो सरकार कैसे चल जाएगी वहाँ पे। आप दिल्ली का ही लीजिए, आप दिल्ली में खड़े हुए हैं, दिल्ली में लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने चुनी हुई सरकार को अधिकार दिया, भारत सरकार ने पार्लियामेंट में बिल लाके चुनी हुई सरकार के अधिकार खत्म करके एलजी को अधिकार दे दिए। तो मतलब ये देश, दिल्ली की जो 2 करोड़ जनता है जिसने अपना मुख्यमंत्री चुना है, अपनी कैबिनेट चुनी है, और उसको कोई भी प्रशासनिक अधिकार नहीं होंगे, तो ये अन्याय नहीं तो क्या है। ये ऐसे ही अन्याय के खिलाफ आज यहाँ धरना है।
आपको क्यों लगता है ये जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है ये क्यों कर रही है
केंद्र सरकार? जो है मुझे लग रहा है कि उसको क्या शब्द दें, ये जो है अब तानाशाही रवैया है एक तो उसका, दूसरा अहंकार में डूबी हुई सरकार है, अहंकार में डूबी हुई सरकार है। वो ये कहती है कि हम जीत रहे हैं ना, फिर हम जो मर्जी करेंगे। अब चुनाव का जीत और हार एक अलग विषय है, और आप सरकार का कामकाज एक अलग विषय है। आप जीत के अहंकार में किसी की बात सुनेंगे नहीं, विपक्ष की बात सुनेंगे नहीं, किसानों की बात सुनेंगे नहीं, मजदूरों की बात सुनेंगे नहीं, तो कैसे सरकार चल पाएगी? कैसे जनता विरोध नहीं उतरेगी क्या? तो जब संसद में अगर इनका बहुमत है तो जनता को ये अधिकार तो है ना कि वो सड़क पर विरोध करे सरकार की नीतियों का। भाई आज विरोध हो रहा है हमारे यहाँ।
Thank you, sir. So we can see, as I said earlier yesterday, this protest was about finances. It was about why, the states in the south are not being given their money by the central government. But today, as we see, it has taken political colors. We have Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of Delhi coming here and talking about his summons. Kejriwal is one of the chief ministers of opposition ruled states who is being summoned by ED in a corruption case. So we can see how this protest pans out as we go towards Lok Sabha elections. Lok Sabha election is just 2 months away, and these opposition leaders coming at a common platform is a signal that there might be a similar protest in future, if not by all states, but at least by the states which are south of Vindhyas.
So you had it. You had Siddaramaiah, you have Pinarayi Vijayan. DMK is also lending support. Stalin was away, but he did send a message showing solidarity. And of course, now the latest surprise is yet another CM of a South Indian state who also spoke about devolution of funds to states. His name? Y.S. Jagan Reddy, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, who has always had the central leadership and particularly Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his right side. Let's not forget that he has met PM Modi at least 5 times the last year. He said, and I am quoting him here, braving the odds of reduction in devolution of central funds and reduced tax revenues during the last 5 years due to several reasons, including the COVID-19 pandemic that resulted in a rupees 66,116 crore revenue loss. The government has excelled in fiscal discipline, debt management planning and the implementation of a slew of welfare schemes transparently. That's what he said. You know what? This is an election year. Like my colleague Ghulam Jilani said, and we all know. Of course, it's, double whammy for Jagan Reddy because both the state and the Lok Sabha elections are going to happen, and he's ensuring that his voters vote him back to power. Now, amid talk of a possible alliance between the BJP and Jagan's rival, the Telugu Desam Party or TDP, ahead of 2 crucial elections, with Naidu meeting Shah in Delhi elections, Y.S. Jagan Reddy once again made a remark which is so unusual for someone who has held Modi in utter reverence. He wished that no party comes to power with an absolute majority in the next Lok Sabha elections, as that left the state, that is his state, with little bargaining power. And what's more, he's on his way to Delhi even as we speak. He said, and I quote him, "I wish any party that comes to power will rely on the YSRCP for support. If there is a government that is favorable to us, then we can bargain for special category status."
న్యూస్ రూపకంలో కోవిడ్ మహమ్మారి వల్ల 38,916 కోట్ల రూపాయలు రావాల్సిన ఆదాయంలో రాష్ట్రం నష్టపోయిన పరిస్థితులు అక్కడ కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటే, రెండో వైపున గమనించినట్లయితే అధ్యక్ష, కంపౌండెడ్ యాన్యువల్ గ్రోత్ రేట్ సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ కూడా వాళ్ళ ట్యాక్స్ రెవెన్యూస్ కూడా ఏదైతే పెరుగుదల 12.76% పెరుగుదలతో వాళ్ళకు గత 5 సంవత్సరాలలో వాళ్ళకుంటే, వాళ్లకు కూడా ఇదే మాదిరిగానే దెబ్బపడి వాళ్ళు స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్స్కి ఇచ్చే డెవల్యూషన్స్ కూడా వాళ్ళు కూడా ఇవ్వలేకపోయారు. అనుకున్న మేరకు వాళ్ళు కూడా ఇవ్వలేకపోయిన పరిస్థితుల కారణంగా వాళ్లకు ఆ పరంగా కూడా చూస్తే 27,200 కోట్ల రూపాయలు ఆ రకంగా మనకు డెవల్యూషన్స్ లో మామూలు పరిస్థితుల్లో అయితే కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి మనకు రావాల్సిన డెవల్యూషన్స్, మనకు రావాల్సిన డబ్బులు కేంద్రం నుంచి మన వాటాగా రావాల్సిన డబ్బులు కూడా మనం కోల్పోవడం జరిగింది. ఆ రెండు పరంగా చూస్తే 66,116 కోట్ల రూపాయలు రాష్ట్ర ఆదాయాలు మనకు నష్టపోయిన పరిస్థితులు ఈ 3 సంవత్సరాల కాలంలో మనం మనం క్లియర్ కట్ గా కనిపిస్తా ఉంది అధ్యక్ష.
What has made Jagan change his mind and join other CMs in their fight for cooperative federalism? Is it the threat of Chandrababu, Pawan Kalyan and the BJP coming together in Andhra Pradesh? Maybe it is his sister's entry into Andhra politics, or it is plain and simple vote bank politics. Let's debate. I'm going to divide this debate into 2 parts. Let me introduce all the guests first, and I'll tell you how we do it. DG Mohan, who's a political analyst, is with us, and I shall talk to him about Kerala. And also there are other guests on the Jagan Reddy debate. A. Sai Shekhar, senior journalist, will join us, and K.S. Prasad, political analyst. So before we begin Kerala, followed by Andhra Pradesh, let me take a break so that I do not disturb any of my guests when they are speaking. But break we have to take. Back in a jiffy.
मेक इन इंडिया जैसे है ना, वैसे ही एक मूवमेंट चलना चाहिए, वेड इन इंडिया.
Nowadays you're seeing there is a color palette, a theme, and even a whole designer concept to the wedding.
I think the entire headache which the relatives used to take is now gone to the wedding planner.
And India, in terms of diversity, gives you all the options to do your residential weddings within India itself.
The big fat Indian wedding will end up adding to the growth of India's economy.
More and more voices from South India are now joining together and actually issuing a warning to the centre to say, pay us back our taxes. We deserve it. We are very high performing. Where is the money? And that's what we are discussing. South Indian CMs warned the centre. Now recently, to join the chorus is none other than Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, YS Jagan Mohan Reddy. Let's first deep dive into the Kerala debate and let me welcome Mr. T.G. Mohandas onto this debate. Mr. Mohandas, thank you so much. You were there with us even yesterday and it's wonderful to see you today. You do not agree with this protest which is taking place, which saw Pinarayi today and also being joined by Abdullah, also by Kejriwal. We saw D. Raja, we saw Sitaram Yechuri. It's almost like a left conclave was going on. But you know, Pinarayi brought up, he's been saying this for a long time, but in the recent past he said how the centre is trampling upon the rights of states and in the context of Kerala that we don't get any money for any kind of developmental work. Where do we go from here? Your opening comments, Mr. Mohandas.
Yes, see, I have no problem with Pinarayi Vijayan conducting some demonstration in Jantar Mantar. Only thing I will say, it is a political exercise in view of the coming Lok Sabha elections. It's not fact-based. Okay, you raise a question on federalism, and take it from me, there is no word called federal in the Constitution. So that you can check with the Constitution.
Yes, sir.
It is available in PDF. You can control, find, and put FEDERAL. You will not find the word federal in the Constitution.
Okay.
This is all political rhetoric. Now, whether Pinarayi Vijayan has written anything to Narendra Modi on this subject, any time after his coming to power, no, not even a single letter, not his finance minister. See, Nirmala Sitharaman went to Trivandrum. They could have met her. She made a public meeting. She gave all the data. Nobody was there to discard the data. So this is all political exercise. And take Kejriwal. How many advertisements are there? How many crores he has spent on advertisement? In Delhi itself, occasionally I come to Delhi. Har gali mein, har mohalle mein, Kejriwal ka advertisement hai. Thousands of crores of rupees he is wasting on that. And speaking at Jantar Mantar against Modi. Okay, I have no problem. What I am saying is, this is a political demonstration.
All right, Mr. Mohandas, you know, the centre has said that the Kerala finances are in a bad shape. There's a big crack there. It's mismanaged.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that the finances of Kerala have been under distress. Now, not recently, you go back, we will see how you must know very well that they really are coming up for cash. They do not have any cash. So, are you in a way endorsing the centre's view based on facts, not politics, that Kerala's finances have been mismanaged, sir?
Yes, it was mismanaged. It is very clear from the note which is given by the Attorney General to the Supreme Court. Now, Kerala will not speak to Prime Minister or Nirmala Sitharaman, the Finance Minister. They will speak to only D.Y. Chandrachud, the Chief Justice. Therefore, they have gone to the court. Now, let court decide. Attorney General has given a note in which he has given step by step what has been happening in Kerala, and Kerala is on the verge of a debt trap. These are all impeccable figures which Kerala cannot deny. That is why Kerala is creating political hue and cry. They don't know how to manage. In fact, they are enjoying the treasury. How many times Pinarayi Vijayan has gone for his treatment in America? What good treatment he is getting in America than what he used to get in India?
All right.
India mein number one facility hai, but he always goes to America. I don't have problem with treating my chief minister, but why should he go to America? He is conducting art festivals. in praise of himself. And the budget, 100 crores for praising Pinarayi Vijayan. He calls all the film stars, everybody, and spending 100 crores on them. And then he says that, oh, I don't have money. How do you justify this? Let him justify this in Supreme Court. Let us see.
All right. I also want to, you spoke about him going to, for treatment, medical treatment abroad. Let's expand this discussion, Mr. Mohandas. If you look at Kerala, it really comes up on various parameters. Whether it is health, we know, literacy, we know, primary health, particularly education, crime rate. If you look at it, it's right there on top. It is seen to be one of the most, and even when it controlled COVID the first time around, when Shailaja teacher was at the helm of affairs, it did a brilliant job. Recently, Nipah and also COVID, it did a good job. No, it's been acknowledged the world over, sir. I am talking about this. So, if I am a high performing state, why is the center not giving me my due? That is the question. That maybe, it's the nature of the beast.
Yeah, that is what I am asking. Have you ever written a single letter to the central government that you are not getting due share? We have been asking, the opposition have been asking to Pinarayi Vijayan to release a white paper on the affairs of the state, which he is stoutly refusing for the past 8 years. And he is making a halla hula in a Jantar Mantar. Where is the white paper you bring out? What is being given by center? What is the contribution of state? And what are the expenditure involved? See, what is that Shailaja teacher did? She got some award from somewhere.
Yes, she did.
Award or something.
Yes.
And worldwide, let me complete.
Yes, sir.
Now what happened? Center announced 2 lakh rupees compensation to the victims of corona.
Okay.
And suddenly, state changed their statistics and said, oh, more people have, we missed it. We have more people who died in corona. And they took the money. Because they showed the figures less to get the Magsaysay award. Their own people are instituting Magsaysay award.
That's a very serious charge, sir.
No, all these tricks, Even Kejriwal got Magsaysay award, is it not?
Okay, let's talk about now that's a serious charge. But Sir, what about cess?
Now, let me tell you how the healthcare is being done in Kerala. I am staying in Kerala. 90% healthcare is being done in private sector, not by government. Education, 95% by private sector, not by government. And they go on trumpeting. And the literacy rate was much more in 1947 during the Maharaja's period itself.
But do you agree that when it comes to taxes, devolution, you think that, cess is being retained 100% by the center? Do you think that should come to the divisible pool?
No, that is not true, Sudha. All these are figures are being decided in consultation with state by the Finance Commission, the RBI, and Niti Aayog. All these 3 agencies are being consulted by state governments, and finally the devolution is decided and it is passed in the parliament as money bill. So what is that you are saying? Central cannot allocate or withhold any amount with them because it will be seen as anti-constitutional.
All right. So look at Kerala today. Look at Kerala today. It is in between the devil and the deep sea. On the one hand, there are constant slugfests with Arif Mohammed Khan, the governor. Many bills are pending. The bills are not passed. On the other hand, Pinarayi is saying that the center is not giving us any money for any kind of development activity.
The governor will not sign any bill. Governor has sent the bills to the president. Let president decide. Now, what is happening in Kerala? All university vice chancellors are being appointed at the whims and fancies of CPM, not even the chief minister. It is all party appointments. Governor said, no, I will not sign it. What is wrong with that? Now they want to remove governor from the chancellor post. Governor offered to resign. Then they said, no, please continue. Now they have come with a bill that, no, we are going to remove you. He said, which is the letter which I have to consider? One letter says that I must continue. The other bill says that I
Okay, Mr. Mohandas, I am going to ask you a larger question considering you are such a senior political analyst. Do you see this coming together of Siddaramaiah, of Pinarayi, of MK Stalin, and even now Jagan Reddy, of course he is playing both sides beautifully. But do you think that the south of India is actually now getting together to challenge? Yes, I know we don't have enough seats, sir, you and I, we are all South Indians here, 131 or 36 maximum. They always say, the Hindi belt always tells us कि तुम्हारे पास सीट तो है नहीं, क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. But I am asking you politically, do you think the bugle has been sounded by South Indian states to push the BJP leadership back, sir?
No, I don't know, Sudha, how you say that you see coming together of these people. Siddaramaiah was there just yesterday, not today. So he has not joined this chorus. Maybe his demands are similar, but he never joined this chorus.
Okay.
Number two, Stalin did not come.
Yeah, but PTR Madurai came, sir. That's all semantics,
yeah,
sir.
I understand. I understand, but that is a signal to Pinarayi Vijayan that, okay, there is an issue, but not so serious that the Chief Minister himself has to come to Jantar Mantar. I am sending my emissary. That is all. Now, Kejriwal is always available in Jantar Mantar for any agitation. It has been his character since day one. कहाँ पे भी हल्ला गुल्ला करना है वहाँ देखो केजरीवाल होगा. There is nothing serious. And Farooq Abdullah, I respect him, but he is a spent force in politics. So it is a political exercise. That is what I am seeing. And I don't see any unity which you are seeing, unfortunately.
All right, on that note, my thanks are due to you, sir. It was wonderful speaking with you, Mr. Mohan Das. Thanks for joining us on the debate, sir. Thank you indeed. And it's time now for me to take the second break, but please, 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 please don't go away. The topic is the same. We shall now move from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala to Andhra Pradesh and speak about Jagan Reddy. Back in a moment.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है मनी9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News 9+. Download now.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When we look at audio in general, we had music which is like extremely old format, and then we had podcast.
A natural extension to Pocket FM is to move from Hindi to regional content. I think I'd love to see their FY24 numbers, which they claim will be close to 1,000 crores. I think there are talks of them to raise another $80 to $100 million of funding.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. The South Indian is here and this is what we are discussing today. Siddaramaiah, Pinarayi. Today Stalin of course sent his messages. Seems like all the chief ministers in the South are coming together to ask the centre about tax devolution. But the most surprising character in all this is Jagan Mohan Reddy, someone who was so close to Prime Minister Modi, met him nearly 5 to 6 times in the last year. Even he spoke about tax devolution, and that's what we are discussing. Is Jagan changing? Is it because the elections are knocking at his door? Of course it is because of that. But what is the real reason? What's with Jagan's flip-flops? Let me now introduce the guest. A. Sai Shekhar, senior journalist, will join us, and also K.S. Prasad, political analyst, has joined us. K.S. Prasad, welcome to the debate. K.S. Prasad, very surprising today is that Jagan spoke about tax devolution. We are in Delhi. I am doing this show from the national capital, and I saw how Siddaramaiah came with D.K. Shivakumar. Today it was Pinarayi and also ex-finance minister of Tamil Nadu, PTR Madurai. So it was almost like everyone was speaking a South Indian language for the past 48 hours at Delhi's Jantar Mantar. I was very surprised when Jagan also spoke about this. What do you think is the reason, apart from elections, Prasad Garu?
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the co-panelists and viewers. As far as our Chief Minister is concerned, it's very clear that he has addressed the assembly itself about 61,116 crores, how the central government is not able to pay in our needs. As far as the time which they're supposed to pay from the last 10 years, how they are not, as far as 15th and 14th finance commissions are concerned. And apart from that, the voice only he should give in the Delhi, instead of him, all his parliament members who are shouting in the respect to parliament. But so far, nothing is happening from their end. As far as central governments are concerned, like Congress or BJP, whatever you name it as, they are decided to do some sort of injustice to the entire South states. Apart from all the other states, even Telugu Rashtra, like the Telangana government and as well as Andhra Pradesh government, both governments are in severe loss as far as central government is concerned. So the only voice where he should give in the Jantar Mantar or somewhere in Dharna Chowks or instead of all that, he said very clearly that until and then we will not get this sort of coalition governments, and until and then they will not depend on respective states, the respective amounts will not come in time. This is what he has addressed so far, and he has also addressed several times. This particular time, and apart from all that, along with these 3 seats which will take place in another few days as far as Rajya Sabha elections, definitely our state will get 11 members veto power in Rajya Sabha. And right now, all these days, with the management show of Mr. Amit Shah, only bills are being passed in Rajya Sabha. Once he get that veto power, definitely our rhythm and as far as our voice will definitely change in coming of years. At present, we are totally helpless, and they are not at all looking at southern states along with the other states. Andhra Pradesh are also ignored as far as finances are concerned. The 66,116 crores loss, which was taking from years together, we are only paying interest in time. But as far as our payments are concerned, that 41 instead of getting 41% as far as GSTs and other things. All the parliament sections, every southern state parties are showing the placards that we are not able to get the GST in time. Even in India summits also, they are clearly addressing.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Let me also invite Sai Shekhar into the debate. Sai Shekhar, K.S. Prasad put it very well. He says, yes, there has been absolute injustice so far as South Indian states are concerned. It's very clear that they are high performers on every index. They do very well, but then they are not getting the money that is due to them, whereas states which perform badly or lowly, they are getting it back much better than what the South Indian. On the larger debate, Sai Shekhar, do you think that Siddaramaiah on this, without talking politics, but do you think on issue-based politics, do you agree with Siddaramaiah and also Pinarayi and also Stalin about what they are saying?
See, the demand is on its face, it appears to be very just and reasonable. But I would like to ask one question. I am the earning member of the family. My wife is there, my children are there, and they are not earning. Is it not my responsibility to take care of them?
Yes.
So when I am taking care of them, so in Indian Union, the states who are unable to perform well, there the economic activity has to be fostered, and for that they should take up measures. And also, while devolution is being taken up, it should be just and reasonable. The states are getting a feeling that they are bleeding. They are. It is like a situation where the government of India is pursuing a policy of robbing Peter to pay Paul. That impression the center has consistently been giving in the last 10 years, especially after the creation of Andhra Pradesh, in the context of Jagan Mohan Reddy. This discrepancy is viewed very seriously because Andhra Pradesh, though it was a state and then Telangana is a new state, the kind of revenue Telangana generates and the kind of Telangana has Hyderabad. Andhra Pradesh doesn't have one city like that, which is the economic grosser.
All right.
So naturally, this feeling of being discriminated against has crept into the minds of Jagan Mohan Reddy. And Pinarayi Vijayan, Siddaramaiah and Stalin, their demand is just and reasonable, but at the same time, they should also understand that they need to contribute to
all right, but you gave the example, Sai, of yourself and your wife Shailaja and the kids, etc. Fine, but it is not a family that we are speaking about. Family is different. It's based on. Wait a minute. Also, the argument is, yes, Karnataka, Telangana, these are high performing states, and therefore the money that the center earns, it puts it back into infrastructural, let us say, development of those states which are not doing very well. Like you say, what is the way out? But then they are also saying that a lot of labor goes to high performing states, and the respective states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh or Odisha or whatever, they are earning money through that also. So they are saying that and also the states have their own needs. No, there is drought there, where in Karnataka, Kerala has also been bleeding for many. How do they conduct their developmental, activities? But Sai, I want you to please weigh in on Andhra Pradesh now. What has made Jagan change his mind?
There should be a balancing act in the sense that Jagan is claiming that 61,000 crores is the dent suffered by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So it should be rationalized. Like another 20-25,000 crores would have mollified the tempers that are rising now. And same way with Telangana and with Karnataka and Kerala and Tamil Nadu also, because Jagan Mohan Reddy's state is actually, though it is a state that was existing, it is not a revenue surplus state. And when the state was bifurcated, the state had 16,000 crores of revenue deficit, and the center has compensated to some extent. And what is agreed upon in the 15th Finance Commission has to be delivered.
Yeah, it has to be delivered. But they are planning to kind of change certain norms when we go to the 16th Finance Commission. But Sai is right. It's a procedure. Like yesterday also I said, you can't have chief ministers sitting there with their own Dhobi list and say, I want this. Can you please get it done? It's not possible. We'll come to that. Let's focus on Jagan right now. K.S. Prasad, he said that I hope that this time we don't have an absolute majority at the center. He also said this. He said, we need this. I think he's clearly saying it because the special status category he's not got so far. He's been to Delhi at least 6 times in the last year. Today also, even as we speak, the Jantar Mantar event may have been over, when everyone stood there for photo op, but Jagan is going to meet the BJP top leadership. What is with his flip-flop? What is this that he keeps doing this? You know, let Prasad first. Prasad Garu, you answer, then I'll go to Sai. Go ahead, Prasad Garu.
Yeah, it's very clear, ma'am. As far as Jagan Mohan Reddy, he shouldn't and he need not give his hands to the respective Congress and UDF chief ministers. And he can give his voice in terms with the state finance are concerned. He can give his voice to the straight away to the chief minister itself. To extend Mr. Sai Sekhar, here the criticality is Sai might have worked for his family, but here, as far as South states are concerned, you are also South state citizen, ma'am. And we are only the earning members, and our money will be spread towards the entire northern states and all. And coming into the GST and all, instead of getting 41%, we are getting only 31%. The difference of 10% is accumulated to 61,116 crores. From the last 10 years, we are supposed to get. This is what is happening.
Yeah, this is what is happening. He says Prasad does not agree with Sai Sekhar, both of them experts when it comes to Telugu speaking states. Sai, I also want to ask you this, that you know, is Jagan kind of very shaky on shaky ground, nervous? Because you see, Babu met with Amit Shah recently. Today Jagan is in Delhi. He is talking about how there should be no absolute majority. He does not join all the CMs of South Indian states, but he speaks about tax devolution. Seems to be the man is shooting in the dark, or rather shooting too many times. Will he land?
Not exactly, because Chandrababu Naidu has met with Amit Shah, and almost the deal is certain between TDP, Janasena and BJP. Jagan was taken by surprise because of this development, because so far BJP has not mollycoddled Chandrababu Naidu, and they have been very plain with him. And BJP had two bad experiences with Chandrababu Naidu in alliances, and it was he who walked out of the alliances in 2004, blaming the BJP for his electoral loss, and also in 2019 he blamed the BJP for his. In 18 he got out of the alliance, and for the first time in his career he contested the election alone, and that was the result was loud and clear. And now he wants alliances, and he is desperate about it. So actually, Chandrababu Naidu should have, you know, persisted on the demand for special category status, but because of the BJP alliance and BJP's
but then Jagan has been taken by surprise. No, somewhere.
No, the reason then now Jagan has, since he was taken by surprise that BJP has been kind to Chandrababu Naidu.
Yes.
Now Jagan also has to play his politics, right? So, so far, you know, he's not been, in spite of bitter criticism against him, that he is kowtowing to BJP, he did not utter a word. But now, since all skeletons have tumbled out of the cupboard, there is no point in, you know, keeping quiet. So he started talking the truth. It's not a blank shot or blind shot. He is doing it meticulously, but at the same time, situation in Andhra Pradesh is not hunky-dory for Jagan.
Yes, absolutely. And, but then I see Jagan as someone who sprung up a surprise and seems to be playing on both sides of the drum. But that is what politics is all about. I'm getting some recent breaking news from Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Thank you, Sai. Thank you so much, K.S. Prasad, for joining us on the debate. And let's get on to what is happening latest in politics. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman tabled a white paper on the Indian economy in the Lok Sabha. Sitharaman, in her interim budget speech, announced that the government shall come out with a white paper on economy, outlining the economic mismanagement in the 10 years of UPA rule till 2014. Nirmala Sitharaman said that the NDA government has overcome the crisis of those years and the economy has been put firmly on a high sustainable growth path with all-around development. The white paper says the UPA government had failed to facilitate economic activities and instead created hurdles that held back the economy. The NDA government has overcome those challenges and undertaken bold reforms and built sturdy superstructures, brought political and policy stability and ended the crisis in the economy. The white paper says the UPA government had inherited a healthy economy ready for more reforms, but made it non-performing in its last 10 years.
Honorable Finance Minister Sir, I rise to lay a white paper on the Indian economy, both in Hindi and English versions.
Thank you.
And with that, the South Indian says Vanakkam. Take care of yourselves. Tomorrow is another day, but I promise you, crackling stories as ever. Vanakkam.
On October 27, 2023, the world awakened to a new crisis. A new turn in a 70 years old civil war. One that has grave implications not just for India, but also regional stability in Southeast Asia. Today, News 9 looks at the mayhem in Myanmar. For decades, Tatmadaw, Myanmar's military junta, held the nation in a tight vice-like grip, but not anymore. Myanmar is undergoing a seismic shift as a coalition of ethnic rebel groups known as the Three Brotherhood Alliance launched Operation 1027. A series of coordinated offensives challenging the military junta's rule. This alliance, consisting of the Myanmar National Democratic Alliance Army, the Tang National Liberation Army, and the Arakan Army, seeks to overthrow the military regime. Over the course of the last month, the rebels overran large parts of the country, seizing towns and military outposts. According to analysts, rebels now control over 50% of Myanmar, and the military installed President Mint Swe, warning that Myanmar is in danger of breaking apart.
The Three Brotherhood Alliance, comprising rebel groups like the MNDAA, the TNLA and the Arakan Army, have been successfully challenging the military junta's rule. They've made significant territorial gains in coordinated offensives. Now, reports suggest that the junta is now restricted to just a few large cities. And at the moment, the military still has the edge when it comes to air power. However, the Tatmadaw army, the Burmese military, appears to be extremely short on manpower, supplies and ammunition. They're holding out now for a long and bloody struggle.
The conflict that now rages in Myanmar has its origin in one moment. On the morning of 1 February 2021, Myanmar's democratically elected ruling party, the National League for Democracy, was deposed in a coup. But the junta was not entirely successful. Resistance to the Tatmadaw survived